Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to be putting some decorative molding in our piano room. We found a design we really like and are sketching out the template right now.
Okay, I have to start with a disclaimer. This was a lot easier to do in person, it seemed, than it is to try and explain it over a video. I feel like a big part of figuring out how we liked it was having Jarrett put something on the wall and I would tell him I like it up or down, left or right. And then once we kind of got that general layout, we fit the measurements so that everything was even and centered on our wall. So I'll do my best to explain it all, but if it gets a little confusing, I'm sorry. For our design, we decided we wanted 4 squares across the wall. To calculate how wide we needed each square, we took the total length of the wall and subtracted it from the total amount of space that we had in between each square. We have 4 squares on the wall, which means that there are 5 spaces with 5 inches each. So 5 times 5 is a total of 25 inches. Then we subtracted that from our total wall length, which was 134 inches, and that gave us 119 inches total that we needed to divide by 4. So 119 divided by 4 was 29.75 inches that each square needed to be from edge to be even on the wall. Okay, now that you are probably a little bit confused, I'm going to try and explain how we figured out the length of each square. The first thing to keep in mind is that we have a 5-inch border or gap around each square. So whether it's from the ceiling to the top of the frame or from the bottom of our baseboard up, there's 5 inches in between everything. As you can see in the video, we have a small frame on the bottom and then our big frame in the middle with another small frame on top. So we figured out how big we wanted our middle frame to be first. After putting a few pieces up on the wall and seeing how it looked, we decided to go with 58 inches for our total length of the middle frame. So in order to find the center of your square, you first have to find the center of the wall, and you do this by taking the full length of the wall and dividing it by 2. So we went from our ceiling to the top of our base because we weren't measuring from the bottom of our floor. We were going from the top of our base. So our full length is from the ceiling to the top of our base. Our wall length was 103 inches, and then you divide that by 2, which gives us 51.5 inches. So that gives you the center of where your square is going to be. So then you take the total length of your square, which is 58 inches for us, and we divided that by 2, which gives us 29 inches. So then you go from your center point and measure up 29 inches, and then go from your center point and measure down 29 inches. Now you have your middle frame centered on the wall, so we can move on to the smaller frames. These ones are pretty simple. You just need to keep a 5-inch gap in between everything. So if you're on the top frame, you want to measure down 5 inches from the ceiling and mark your top line, and then 5 inches up from the top of your middle frame. And then for the bottom frame, you do the same thing, but you start from the top of the base. So take 5 inches from the top of your base, not the floor. And there you have it. We just used some liquid nail and a finished nail gun to put on our trim pieces, and then nail hole filled, sanded everything down, prepped it for paint, and painted it this beautiful dark green color.